Owati. I'm the founder of Resolution Insurance. The story of Resolution Insurance can be traced back to actually 20 years ago. I used to work for a local insurance company when I overheard management speaking about an opportunity to open a branch in Tanzania, which eventually turned out to be a separate greenfield in Tanzania. I approached management and I offered my services to go into Tanzania and start the company. So in 1997, I went into Tanzania. I set up an insurance brand for my employer then, and the brand grew. In the year 2000, after 3 years of working in Tanzania, I came back to Kenya, and I was offered the job as a general manager in that particular business. The role obviously did not suit me. However, I offered the owners of the business an opportunity for me to partner with them, to partner with my employer, a sort of entrepreneurship, to start my own products where we would share profits with them. And it started occurring to me that if I could go out into a new country, set up an insurance company for someone else, why can't I do it for myself? And I actually started writing the business plan in 2000. In the intervening period, I got offered a job by a South African brand called Metropolitan Group, and they offered me the job as CEO in Kenya, which I took, and I served for 6 months. But by then, I decided to actualize the idea of setting up an insurance company. The idea came that in 2002, the Kenyan Insurance Act got amended. They introduced a category of players called medical insurance providers, and I saw an opportunity of me starting a business. Now, a medical insurance provider at that particular time was a company that is focusing on only one line of insurance, and that was medical insurance, with the risk being transferred to a different business, and not necessarily insurance, but an insurance business. So I registered a business called Resolution Health East Africa Limited in August 2002. So why a health insurance company? First of all, by then I had spent 12 years in the industry, so I understood that space. I am considered one of the pioneers of in health insurance. Before 1990 in Kenya, there was no health insurance because most people would go to the public infrastructure to seek treatment. But around 1990, the public health infrastructure started collapsing and private hospitals started mushrooming, and insurance companies saw an opportunity. So when I studied my chartered insurance, I actually took one of the subjects that I took was health insurance, and I've been in the industry since then. So why Resolution? Actually, I can't take credit for the word Resolution. Initially, I was setting up the business with a partnership with a South African company called Resolution Health, which was based in South Africa. But during the period of setup, we disagreed with the Resolution Health South Africa, but I retained the name because we had registered it in Kenya. So the interesting story is the logo. I'm always asked, what does that logo stand for? The logo is actually a jubilant man. If you look at it critically, it is someone celebrating, because I felt it is time that I go out and execute ideas that I've developed over the years, and it was an act of jubilation. The tough process of setting up the business was, of course, raising capital. At that time, the capital we required based on my business plan was 40 million shillings then, about $400,000. And through friends and family, we managed to raise that money, and we launched the brand in November 2003. That's when we started trading. A very exciting time. When you looked at the insurance industry, the health insurance space at that particular time, things like gynecological conditions were excluded. Maternity was excluded. HIV/AIDS was not covered. Pre-existing conditions were not considered. Mental Health Act at that time had not been implemented. So you could design a product that excludes gynecological conditions, excludes HIV/AIDS. It's an annual contract that excludes things like organ transplant. And then the retail customer, the individual customer, was not taken care of. So we designed a brand with my team. I had a team of 17 that I recruited. Some of them were my former employer, were working with me in the former business. And we decided we are going to design a business that takes advantage of these particular gaps. We designed a very female-centric brand. By the time we were selecting colors, Pantone's logo, it was supposed to communicate to women, because we felt women make the buying decisions for emotive decisions like health insurance, and that did work. So the business broke even within 16 months of trading. And the rest is history, and now it's a brand that is a household name in this region. The Jubilant Man has grown and over the years has metamorphosized, with the brand moving from being Resolution Health East Africa Limited, and that business became Resolution Group in Kenya, trading as Resolution Insurance, and then moving away from just health to other lines of insurance business. The first year was exciting. Getting my team in a room, designing products. At the same time, we found a new building on Lenana Road in Nairobi, fitting out the office, recruiting my first distributors, launching the brand, sitting at that time with an agency called Tequila, designing the go-to-market strategy. Very exciting. Nobody had a role that was restricted. Multi-skilled. If we employed someone to do claims, they were also involved in product development. They were involved in broker recruitment. And it was a team effort in us designing those particular products. A young and vibrant environment, a culture that was very Kenyan-centric and young, and trying to do things that are a bit different. Personification of a brand that we have decided this is centrally female, retail targeted, and that worked for the business. Now, after the first year of trading, we realized that we are on the right path. However, there are some challenges that came in at that particular time. There were businesses called HMOs who actually used to operate like an insurance company but were not regulated, and many of them were collapsing. And we launched our business, and within the first year of trading, 2 HMOs collapsed. And it was very difficult for us. But as an entrepreneur, I knew my business plan was right. I knew my strategy was correct. These were the standard teething problems when you're bootstrapping a business. And we tightened our belts. And many times I couldn't afford to pay salaries, but I would always engage with the staff. The shareholders fatigue, of course, they couldn't continue pumping money because it was limited. And also remember, we didn't have any institutional investor. But it worked out because we kept the faith. We kept our path. Traditional insurance distribution agents and brokers were not willing to support us. So we quickly learned how to develop our own distribution. And when we set up an agency network that has been loyal, I mean, some of the people who I started with are still in the business in distribution and in senior management. The business landscape was very interesting. There were traditional insurance companies, but were not completely interested in medical insurance. I think we had 45 insurance companies at that time. Then we had HMOs, which were also operating in the space, which the regulator was trying to bring in and regulate. And then we had we had now medical insurance providers. We were the first licensed one, but soon enough we were like 7. We decided to self-regulate and we set up Medical Insurance Providers Association of Kenya, which helped us because anybody who was misbehaving now could be controlled by competition. Undercutting was unheard of at that particular time. It was a beautiful time. Unfortunately, those kind of standards don't last long. Traditional insurance companies, especially the large ones, saw an opportunity. This was an industry that was growing at a compounded annual growth rate of 30%, medical insurance. And traditional insurance companies, which had a different kind of structure, decided to come into the space and quickly came in with misbehaving, of undercutting, imitating our products. We were like 2 leaders in the industries, Resolution Insurance and Resolution Health at that time, and a different party. And the undercutting happened. We quickly became bigger than our underwriter. Our balance sheet was bigger, and the regulator came in, stepped in, and said, "Look, I think it's time you converted to an insurance company." And at that time, then we made a strategic decision. Let's convert Resolution Health to become Resolution Insurance. It was the first time that we took in capital externally. We took in capital from a South African investor, And then we eventually took in $3 million from a German investor. And we converted Resolution Health, became Resolution Group. And in Kenya, we set up a new insurance company called Resolution Insurance, which is what we trade at. By 2006, we had decided that we need to expand in the region. And we set up a branch in Mombasa, subsequently set up a branch in Kisumu. And then we were Resolution Health East Africa Limited. So Tanzania, Uganda, South Sudan, Rwanda was also on the landscape that we thought in the second 5 years of our existence we should get into. But we went into Tanzania as Resolution Insurance. Subsequently went to South Sudan as Speed Resolution Insurance. And because the brand Resolution already existed there, so we were called Speed Resolution. Then we went to Uganda as Resolution Health East Africa Limited still. In the meantime, in Kenya, we had now become Resolution Insurance after we took in capital. We took in capital and sold 25.1% of the business. In the meantime, some of the original founders had cashed out, and we were on this scaling phase. Because of undercutting and the status of the health insurance space, we decided we want to go into the employee benefits brand, and we became an employee benefits brand. This means we continued distributing health insurance products, but we also went into group personal accident, we went into work injury benefits, employers liability, travel insurance, products that fitted under the employee benefits brand, and we remained like that for 2 years. 3 years ago, we decided now we are going to go into general insurance space. And we took a license first in Tanzania, where we became a general insurer. Then we took a license in Kenya as a general insurance insurer. And currently we write all lines of general insurance, from motor insurance to liability, to casualty, to engineering, fire, marine. And we're growing very fast in the general insurance space. The market still sees us as a medical insurance business because that's our history. But we believe the same strategies that we used to get into that particular space are still valid and will be able to become a dominant business in the general insurance space. We are now in the top 10 insurance companies, which we have done by maintaining promises, paying claims, servicing our distributors. Now we have a lot of support of independent distributors, although we still have our own internal distribution. So, resolution at 15. First, I've been asked many times, if you did it again, would you do it the same way? And I said, yes, there's some things I'll do the same way. Establishment of the brand, the target market, understanding the go-to-market strategy, understanding how to take the product to market, designing products that other people erstwhile could not take risks on. That I would do the same. Would I start at the health insurance business? No. I would start a general insurance business. General insurance is actually much more profitable, and I would still offer health insurance, but I would have raised more capital, so my capital structure would have been definitely much higher. I would definitely start with the same people, the same team that has grown the business to what it is today, to be in the top 10 in Kenya, top 5 in Tanzania, number 1 in Uganda. I would do the same, and I would probably offer the same roles, but there's some mistakes that I learned. One, I should have anticipated the undercutting that came in around 2008. I would do that different. I would structure my capital, my fundraising a bit different from how I've done it. But the story would basically be around the same, and obviously, hindsight is 2020, would be a much more successful business. Out of the people we founded the business with, the original founders, I think about 80% are still in the business, and some of them are holding serious roles. I can name people like Alice Mwai, who is the managing director for Resolution Insurance Kenya. Jenny Mburu, our group head of HR, was actually my PA in the beginning. Oscar Osir, who until recently was the CEO in Tanzania, and now is general manager in terms of partnership. Newton Derito, who currently is the general manager for Resolution Credit, which is our financing business. I still have the same driver that I started the business with. So I've managed to keep the same team by first of all keeping promises and giving them careers. And a lot of them hold shares in the business. The biggest success is setting up an authentic Kenyan business and taking the brand to the market, and the brand is embraced and people believe in you. In the beginning, I knew all our customers. Currently, I hardly know them. I get impressed when I meet people in the streets who tell me, look, this is my son, 10 years old. You guys paid our maternity bill when my son was born. Or I meet someone who tells me, look, you guys flew my mother to Germany for a hip replacement. You took my dad to India and he's back and he's healthy, he had cancer. It's very noble. Those are the sort of things that keep me going. Those are the successes. Launching the first HIV product in East Africa and becoming successful at it. But they were tremendous failures. Products. The product we launched and funded a product called Fortune, which was targeted at chamas, did not work out. And you do everything right, but sometimes you make those sort of mistakes. Getting a system, our first IT system was a South African system. South African system are quite rigid because it's a very well-regulated market. That in itself was a mistake. Going into North Sudan, into Khartoum, I think we lost money there. I think that was a mistake. But the successes obviously are much better than the success than failures. We should have gone into general insurance much earlier. I believe maybe 10 years ago we should have gone into general insurance. But like I said, hindsight is 2020. So what the next 15 years is going to look like? First of all, we are a brand that the market has accepted, but we only get very little share of wallet in terms of, a lot of it is health related. Now we're getting general insurance, but there are other lines we want to get into life insurance. So Resolution Life is something you'll see in the next 15 years. Resolution Asset Management. Although we are going through a consolidation phase in East Africa, the rest of Africa the opportunity is there to set up to take the brand out there. What else do you expect to see? Us becoming a dominant player in the general insurance space. Giving a return to our shareholders and making sure that we create employment in this particular region. We have a strategy to be in all counties by 2020, and it's very ambitious, but I think we will do that. So in the next 15 years, you'll see an integrated financial services business. Probably will be listed in a liquid stock exchange. I'm not saying necessarily the Kenyan one, but will definitely be listed. And already we've gone to offering just more than insurance because of setting up Resolution Credit, which offers financing in our ecosystem. So those are some of the changes that you'd expect to see in the next 15 years. And of course, the coveted number one position. In the next 15 years, we should be number one in the regions that we operate in. Why should someone work for Resolution? One, innovation. We allow our people to come to create ideas, and we fund those particular ideas. And some of those ideas end up becoming products that they can work in. In addition, you have an opportunity to own shares in this particular business as long as you perform. Third, we've created an environment that allows you to make errors. We empower you to make those particular decisions that you make. And then if you look at our history, we have grown the people who came in. Someone who came in as a receptionist are running branches. Someone who came in as an IT technician are general managers in the business. So it's a brand that allows people to grow. We invest a lot in training to make sure that our people can grow with the brand. And the brand now becomes bigger than me, the founder. So those are some of the opportunities. We have disrupted distribution. We have disrupted how things are done. And if you want to be in a brand that is actually focused on disruption, Resolution Insurance is that brand.
My name is James Ngogi. I have been with Resolution for the last 15 years.
My name is Catherine Kinyanjui. I joined Resolution Insurance in August 2003.
When I started the company itself by with the CEO, current CEO Peter Ndwate, who removed me from another company to come and help him start the company.
At that time, I was working as the tea girl. I used to make tea, but opportunity came and I applied for the front office, and then I got the chance. Now I'm in client experience.
From where the word you go looking for a house to put up the business, I started with him. That is in Roshan Maya place at Lenana Road. The first year it was like a honeymoon because we did not have any business. We had very few staff because when we started, then another 2 staff came on board. He got his PA, he got the IT manager, and few other salespeople.
My work generally is to take care of the walk-ins, to take care of the mails, the incoming mails and the outgoing mails, and then to take care of the questions that the clients have.
When we got the first business, which brought us about, it was worth 200,000 shillings, we really celebrated that time because it was just like a honeymoon by the time. We used to come in the morning, stay in the office doing nothing, playing computers and whatever, going lunch at around 1. After lunch we go home. We did not have much to do. So Resolution has grown to that much because we started getting businesses, expanding, now getting other staff, setting up other departments like claims, finance, and then we started like that. It has grown.
My journey has been quite interesting because I love working at Resolution because it's a family and it's a teamwork. We really work it out to make our clients happy and satisfied with our services.
Resolution has grown, and I feel proud myself to grow with the Resolution CEO for the last 15 years because I have gained a lot. I have been in a finance department for all those years, banking and doing all other banking errands and whatever, including other normal services. So I can see Resolution growing, and it has grown to this. I'm proud of it.
The transformation has been tremendous, and I've been happy. I would say that I was a very shy person, but coming into contact with clients, I've gained that experience of interacting with clients and solving their problems. It has made me to be more outgoing. It has made me to realize that I'm very friendly, and generally it has made me happy because every time I serve a client, I am left satisfied and the client is very happy. My journey has been good because all along since I was college, this was my dream, to be in a company where I'm serving clients. And so this, I would say, that has met my desire. So joining Resolution has made me feel fulfilled. Every time I come to work, I am looking forward to making a client happy. That is one of make me going. Another thing is at Resolution, we are a family. We work as a team. We have one goal of making our clients happy and satisfied and giving them good services. So it keeps me going. Another thing is it's a company that you can grow in. As I said earlier, I started as a tea girl, and now I'm working in clients experience. So there's growth at Resolution Insurance.
Sana ningetaka kuomba staff wote wa kampuni washirikiane, wawe pamoja, ndio kusudi hata wao kampuni when the company grows, even themselves are growing, because it has built a lot of staff who have so many staff wamekuja, wameingia kazi, expand, wameenda kampuni zingine wakikulia hapa Resolution. Kwa hivyo Resolution imekuwa kama mzazi kukuza some staffs. Kwa hivyo tukishikana wote pamoja tutaiendeleza na itakuwa kampuni kubwa East Africa.
First of all, we would like to appreciate all the customers and all our, all the people who have believed in Resolution. We want to tell them that we are here for them. We want to tell them that we will be, we are expecting to move these clients higher, and we want them to believe in us, and actually also to tell other people about the good services that we have been offering. And I can also tell my other colleagues that this is a company that you can grow. This is a company that your dreams in career can be met.
Within another 15 years, if it grows with the trade now we are on, we are going to be the biggest insurance company in Kenya. And so far we have expanded to East Africa. We have gone to Tanzania. The Resolution has gone to Uganda, and many more branches and countries are being expected. So Resolution within another 15 years, it will be a company to be watched.